recording the meeting is what we are going to be doing today. So continue with chapter 5 and end it once and for all. Apart from that, electrolysis we won't be continuing. Usko continue karenge क्योंकि very important topic and I have broken it down into smaller parts because in your textbook about electrolysis that much isn't given, but I feel personally is that this topic, like this small subtopic, is really important for you. That's why those lectures say we are learning this only. Then reactions during electrolysis. Now, again, this is not part of your syllabus, but if you understand how reactions are done in electrolysis, your chemistry is going to be easy for the rest of your life. And the last is electrolysis of water, which is the ending of the chapter. And with all of these three under our belt, we are going to close this chapter. And not, I'm going to close this chapter. You're going to be studying this chapter because you have to give your exam. But yeah, this is the end of today's chapter. And this is what we're going to be doing, 3 points. So, we're going to be having a quick recap abhi ki what did we do, because it's been what 3-4 days, and the last time I had various issues on my PC which is about to die, as well as my webcam. So abhi naya webcam hai mere paas, but the PC is not new, so yeah, but the issue has been resolved from what I can see. And yeah, so okay, so what is the recap now? I'm going to request one by one people to read from the screen, because as much as I love hearing my voice, I want to hear yours as well. So let's see who isn't talking in the classroom. Neeraj, if you're there, can you just come off mute and read what's written on the screen? So, I'm sorry, Neeraj, if you're there with us. All right, I heard something live boy, but I didn't hear what's written on the screen. Okay, Jatin, you're raising your hand. If you want to read, just quickly go off mute and read what's written on the screen.
Electricity travels in liquids through ions.
Thank you so much, Jatin. So yeah, folks, electricity travels in the form of, like, through ions in liquid solution. We saw that in solids it travels through electrons. Okay, there's a big difference. Actually, ions could be electrons transfer here, but you have to keep it in mind in liquids it's through ions. So now the second point, who's going to read? Suraj, can you come off mute and read the second point for us?
Potential difference battery is attached to electrode.
Yeah. So how do we let electricity travel through a liquid is nothing but potential difference. So we get a battery, we put electrodes into the solution, and by using that potential difference, which is nothing but battery, which is nothing but you have all heard voltage, 5 volts, 7 volts, 10 volts. So this is nothing but the potential difference. This is the energy which we saw, which pushes those electrons into that liquid, and then electrolysis happens, and the rest of the things happen. So yeah, it's attached to the electrodes. So just a minute, I'm gonna shift my mouse a little. Yeah. So SR, if you have a beaker, we have 2 electrodes like this. You put in the water, and you put a battery. So this is our battery. You connect this. Electrons are going to travel like this. Okay. Because this is negative, this is positive. Electrons travel from negative to positive always, because electrons are negative charge, and negative is attracted to positive and vice versa. Magnetism will be same here. All right. So just a minute. Yeah. So this is what we saw. Now the third point. Okay. Just can anyone just come off mute and just read it for me?
Ionic compound has positive and negative ions.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pratham. So ionic compounds has positive and negative ions. So what does it mean? It means that whenever we have seen an ionic compound, for example, NaCl, there is always one positive, not one, like there's always positive and negative ions. So in NaCl, matlab common salt, which we eat. So Na is positive and Cl is negative. H2O mein, which is water, H is the positive one and OH is negative. Okay. Also, let's say H2SO4, SO4 is negative, and H2, matlab H plus is plus. Okay. So in ionic compound, always there is one positive, one negative, and this is how ions are, like ionic compound is made. Compound means nothing but mixture of 2 things. So kabhi bhi ionic compound, you hear about it, always remember it has positive and negative ions. Okay. All right. So I'm going to erase this. The second last point now. Just a minute. Yeah. All right. Now this is pretty basic. I'm going to request what? Just somebody just come off and quickly read this on the screen.
भैया कहना है
Go ahead, go ahead.
cations go to cathode and anions go to anode.
Thank you so much, Radha. So yeah, cations go to cathode, anions go to anode. But folks, always remember, cathode is negative, okay? Anode is positive, but negative, positive. Anode matlab the physical, that physical thing is there. If we have a beaker like this, and if we have two poles in it, okay, say pole hai hamare paas. All right. And this is the solution. So if I have a battery ka positive, let's say this is a battery ka positive is connected to this one and negative is connected to this. So this electrode obviously becomes negative, right? This is what we covered last time, negative. So this is the cathode, all right? This is the cathode, and obviously the positive one is going to be anode. But cations are negative, sorry, positive. So cathode or anode, always remember the ions which are attracted towards a cathode. मतलब जो cathode के पास जाएंगे, we call them cations. And the ions which go towards the anode, we call them anions. So always remember that cations will be positive and they will be attracted to cathode, which is negative. And same anions are going to be negative, which are going to be attracted to anode, which is positive. So always remember this, because I've seen that you are getting confused, and hota hai, like even I used to get confused in this. So always remember this one. Never forget that the ions which are attracted to cathode are cations and they are positive because cathode is negative. The positive and negative attract each other. And the last point, okay, no, this was the last point, sorry. So folks, this is the recap, 4 points, which is what we did last lecture. And now we go to what we're going to be doing today, okay? So electrolysis, we're going to be completing it, and also not just electrolysis, but I'm also going to be showing you the reactions of that electrolysis. That they're very important, but for some weird reason in your textbook they are not being emphasized. मतलब इतना focus नहीं उस पे, but I'm going to be putting a lot of focus on that. So, reasons for conduction of electricity. Okay? Now, people, just if you have a pen and a paper, I suggest you follow me. मतलब whatever I'm doing on the screen, because it will be easier for you to understand. Okay. So, reasons for conduction of electricity. So, I'm going to show you exactly how does electrolysis take place. Okay, exactly how, मतलब exactly क्या हो रहा है. Okay, not just telling you from whatever happening. So yeah, just a minute. That's next point. I'm going to start sharing my screen now. If you have a pen and paper with you, if no, you should have a pen and paper with you. You can draw a rough diagram for like this. I'm going to wait for 30 seconds. I say rough diagram, draw correct beaker, 2 electrodes, 1 battery. Okay, just this diagram. I say about a rough diagram, just draw it on the screen. And name this as anode because connected to positive, and name this as cathode, which is connected to negative. Cathode, ऐसे. And show some solution, liquid solution, and this liquid solution is nothing but NaCl. So I had salt. If you melt that salt, मतलब heat करके melt किया, it becomes like water, molten. Molten means what? Which is melted. So just draw a basic diagram like this because it will be easier for you to follow me. Okay, whatever I'm saying. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for 30 seconds. If you've drawn this, just give me a thumb, not give me, just put a yes in the chat box because I can't see all of you right now. All right, just yeah, yeah, Adi, you have raised your hand, go ahead.
नहीं भैया, by mistake.
Acha, no problem. Okay, Radha is done. Suraj, you're saying yes. Okay. Folks, I'm gonna wait for 30 seconds. Just if you've drawn this, give me a yes in the chat box. Adi is also saying yes. Rest of all, chalo, jaldi. Just a basic diagram. Don't take a scale and a pencil to draw it. Just if you have a pen, just rough diagram draw kar lo. All right. Kimaya is also saying yes. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna wait for 2 more people to give me a confirmation about what I just said. After that, I will go ahead. Okay, because it will be easier for you to follow me. Yeah, Sakshi is also giving me yes. Okay, thank you, Sakshi. And Bhavesh is also giving me a thumbs up. All right, thank you so much, folks. Rest of you, if you're giving me a thumbs up, I can't see. That's why I ask you to type it in the chat box. All right, Ramesh also giving me yes. So I am going to be going ahead with how does electrolysis exactly happen. Okay, so now follow me. Okay, I just may change the color a little bit. Yeah. So folks, first step is nothing but take a beaker like this, okay, and put molten NaCl. Molten NaCl means nothing but salt which has been melted. So melted salt le lo, it will be liquid. Salt melts at 810 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it melts at 810 degrees Celsius. So if you have salt, आटा नमक होगा घर पे, you don't have 810 degrees Celsius का temperature at home. But anyway, if you ever see it in your college or something, this is what happens. 810 degrees pe salt crystals become liquid. Okay, they melt basically. So this experiment has been taken place in a laboratory. So don't worry. So just follow me. Okay, we took molten NaCl. Now what we have to do is we have to take two electrodes. Now the electrodes can be anything depending on your, not your choice actually, what the kind of reaction you want. But right now just assume that we have copper electrodes. Copper. Why copper? Is because copper is a very good conductor of electricity. And आपके electrodes को good conductor चाहिए electricity. So let's say we dip two electrodes like this in the beaker which has molten NaCl. So this has NaCl, which is liquid. Okay, liquid. I dipped two electrodes in it, ऐसे मस्त copper के. So this is what copper. Okay. Now what I did was, now I want electrolysis to happen. Okay. So what is electrolysis? When I pass electricity, I want Na and Cl to split. So how do I do that? How does that happen? Okay. So let's say I have one battery, SMS battery लिया मैंने, where this is positive and this is the negative side. And then I connected the positive side to this electrode on the left side. So let's say this is electrode 1, this is electrode 2. So I connected positive battery to electrode 1, negative battery to electrode 2. Okay. So this is a setup. Abhi. This is a basic setup for our experiment. Now what we're going to be doing is we'll do the experiment. What is going to happen? All right. So if you have any idea, you can come off mute and tell me what is going to happen. If not, then I'll tell you obviously. So what we're doing is we are passing electricity through molten NaCl. Okay. So what is going to happen is now, folks, negative ये जो negative दिख रहा है ना इधर, we connected it to this one. So this is going to become what? What will I call it? And positive को 1 को connect किया. So what will I call this electrode? And the second one. Anyone, just quickly come off mute. It's on the diagram also on the screen, so you can just quickly tell me.
One will be cathode and one will be anode.
Wait, one as in number 1 will be, or like?
Means
Yeah.
the
Tell me
plus one.
individual ना पता. Yeah.
The electrode where all the positive, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, positive ions are going, it will be cathode, and the one where negative ions are going, it will be anode.
Absolutely. So now give me a number, Pratham. I'm just gonna, don't go yet. Tell me abhi number wise ki if this is electrode number 2, what will I call it? Will it be a cathode or an anode? Negative join kiya usko.
Electrode number 2 will be anode and electrode number 1 will be cathode.
Bhaiya, would it be ulta, like opposite?
Sorry, ulta rada. Thank you. Okay, folks. Always remember, negative जिसको connect किया है, that is cathode. Okay, and positive जिसको connect किया है वो anode है. So over here, negative is to 2, so this will be cathode. And if you have any questions, the people just look at this diagram अभी इस slide पे, left side पे, zoom करके देखो screen पे. Okay, and anode, cathode one will be anode. Why? Because positive है इधर, and this is negative. इसे connect किया. All right. So now our setup is done. And now we observe what is going to be happening now. Okay, तो अभी क्या हो रहा है? We'll observe now. Okay. So now we are scientists, so that's our job. Just a minute, let me just erase this. Yeah. Okay. So what is going to happen is people, abhi electricity is going to conduct, and what is going to happen due to electricity? Electricity will put a force on the NaCl. So NaCl मतलब liquid पे, इधर liquid जो है NaCl will break down. Okay, टूट जाएगा वो. Why? Because of electricity. So it will break into Na plus and what? Cl minus, right? So this process is known as something, breaking of ions, ionic compounds, sorry, not ions. So this process is known as nothing but dissociation. Always remember. All right, disassociation. So dissociation takes place and we have Na plus and Cl minus. Now folks, we all know that this is the cathode over here and this is the anode. So now tell me where will, so Na plus goes to one electrode. So which will that electrode be? Number batao abhi, just think about it. Na plus has to be.
Yeah.
Wait, first or second? I confused ho gaya main. Yeah. Okay, Pratham, you're raising a hand. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Pratham.
Na plus will go to cathode because positive ions are attracted to the negative terminal and negative ions are attracted to the positive terminals. So
Absolutely,
Na plus
yeah.
will go to cathode and Cl minus will go to anode.
Absolutely, yeah. So, no. Kudos to you. Perfectly correct. So, Na plus being plus will go to the cathode, which is negative. So, Na plus idhar jayega. And Cl minus will travel to positive, which is anode, sorry. So, it will go here. Okay. Because positive, if you look at the diagram over here, people on the left side, just let me change the color a bit. Red pe karta hu. Na plus is going to negative side. Cl minus is going to positive side. Always remember, opposites attract. Okay. Or ionic compounds mein to this is the de facto standard rule. So Na plus is going to now cathode. Okay. And Cl minus is going to anode. So what is happening is, people, always remember, any element of this planet wants to get neutralized. For example, just a minute, let me clear my screen. बहुत लिख लिया. Okay. So just a minute. Yeah. So for example, let me change the color. Yeah. So any and all elements or ions on this planet, Na plus, जो plus है ना, and Cl minus, they want to go into a stable state. उनको stable state में जाना है. What does stable state mean is nothing but they want to come to a state. You remember I taught you 2,8,8 electronic configuration and number of shells, number of electrons in a shell, right? So each and every element or ion wants to achieve that कि मेरे को stable होना है life में. So what they do is they want to complete this. मतलब for example we have a proton, मतलब nucleus है, उसके side में से orbit है. So in the first orbit, if they have 2 electrons, that is known as stability. If they have 8 electrons in the second one, 8 क्या मतलब ऐसे एक दोनों से. So that will be stable. If they have next order maybe 8, they'll be stable ऐसे. Okay. But what happens is the Na plus में उसका atomic number 11 है. So 11 is 2, 8, 1. Okay. So 2, 8 इधर है और 1 बाहर है ऐसे. So if this guy loses this or gains this, sorry, whatever, it will be stable. So every ion wants to be stable in their life. Uske liye they can do anything. Either they can give electrons or take electrons. And this is what we called in the very first lecture of this chapter. And that's why we covered this, because this is where it's used now. कि Na का जो plus है ना ऊपर का, it has to remove that. Why? Because that's just nature. So Na को Na plus निकाल के सिर्फ Na बन जाना है. And when it becomes only Na, that means it is chemically stable. Usko, it wants to be stable. All elements, ions, सब chemistry is only about stability. Stability achieve करनी है. कि neutral भी नहीं, like positive भी नहीं, negative भी नहीं, neutral होना है. And that is the basis of chemistry. Okay. And also Cl minus का जो ऊपर का minus है, it wants to be stable. Right? तो उसको minus निकालना है, Na को plus निकालना है. And that is why all of this Mahabharata is happening. सिर्फ स्टेबिलिटी अचीव करने के लिए. Cl wants to become only Cl, okay, or Cl2, whatever, like depends on the atomic number. So stability achieve करने, इसलिए they disperse and go their ways. Now what happens is now this is like too much, I know. Okay, but I'm just going to take a 30 seconds ka break. Too much information. So folks, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Just come off mute, because we are obviously going to have CFUs and everything, but if you have a question now, just come off mute and ask me, okay? Yeah, Adi, you have a question. I can see you raised your hand. You came off mute. Yeah, if you don't have a question, then it's okay. I'll go ahead, okay? So, but kabhi bhi question, I just come off mute, it's okay. Like, I won't feel anything if you disturb, okay? All right, wait a minute. In the chat box, I can see something buzzing right now. So, just a minute. Okay, Prathamesh, you want me to repeat? All right, no problem, man. ठीक है. So, folks, see. Okay, Adi, I'll just quickly in 1 minute repeat so that everybody is clear. Okay. So, folks, see what is happening is that we have a beaker like this. All right, just a minute, just a minute. Yeah, we have a beaker like this. Either, उसमें we put two electrodes, 1 and 2, and we connected it to a power supply. मतलब electricity, मतलब battery. Now we connected the negative of the battery to electrode number 2, positive of battery to electrode number 1. All right. So what happens is like this electrode became negative, 2 became negative, and 1 became positive. Okay. Why? Because potential difference. So now this has happened now, and I have molten NaCl. So what happens is like I am in a laboratory right now. I took salt, I melted it at 810 degrees Celsius. It became like liquid. Okay. So this is nothing but molten NaCl. Okay. So I'm just going to write MnACl, molten NaCl. All right. So this is NaCl, and we have a power supply. So now we know what electrolysis does is nothing but electrolysis breaking of ions. So because of electricity, the ionic compound is going to break. और उसका official word है dissociation. So it's going to dissociate into Na plus and Cl minus. Okay. So Na plus breaks into Na plus and Cl minus. Now what happens is the Na plus being plus, okay, it is positive in charge. It will be attracted to negative electrode, and Cl minus being minus in charge, like negative in charge, it will be attracted to positive electrode. Okay, so that's why I said Na plus will go to the cathode, okay, and Cl minus will go to the anode. All right. So अभी तक इधर तक समझ आया तो give me a thumbs up or put a yes in the chat box. No, put a yes in the chat box because I can't see most of you right now. Okay, I can see Sakshi, Adi giving me a thumbs up. I can see rest of your people. Radha, yes, Suraj, B, TK, Gauri, it's okay. Ah, great. So, abhi tak, this is standard operating procedure now. So I was just wailing a little bit from the topic. Pratham, go ahead.
वो Y288KLM वो क्यों लिखा है?
Oh, wow. Okay. Pratham, I took an entire lecture on this, but okay, no problem. 288 is the electronic configuration. Number of electrons in the orbit of an atom. Or KLM is the name of those shells. So just forget about it right now. If you don't remember.
Yes, नहीं ये मुझे पता है. हाँ, वो आप बता रहे थे कुछ तो. I asked that.
Yeah. So I'm coming to that point, Pratham. Okay. उधर आ रहा हूँ मैं.
Okay.
So people, now this is what happens. Okay. So if you don't want to remember the next part, it's okay. But if you do, आपका chemistry life के लिए set होने वाला है. So Na plus goes to cathode, Cl minus goes to anode. Okay. So now we pause over here. Now I'm going to tell you why is it happening. क्यों हो रहा है ऐसे? You know it is happening. I just told you. But why is it happening? So the reason is, you know Na plus. Okay. The reason it has a plus on its top, it is positive in charge, is because it has one electron missing in its octet. For example, ऐसे अगर atom होगा Na का, sodium atom. Okay. So it has one electron missing. कम है. So why is it missing? Positive negativity याद है ना? Protons should be equal to number of electrons. If this is the case, then the atom is said to be electrically, like it is said to be stable. If the protons are greater than the number of electrons, फिर क्या होगा? The atom will be what? Protons are greater than electrons. The atom will be positive in charge.
Positive.
Yeah, and if the electrons are greater than proton, then obviously it will be negative in charge. But every atom wants to attain stability. उसको stable होना है. It wants proton equal to electron. उसके लिए सब game है. It wants that all its protons are equal to all its electrons. So उसके लिए क्या करेंगे? We do business, trading करेंगे. What we do is nothing but अभी sodium and chlorine है. So I'll ask chlorine, which has one extra electron, क्योंकि minus है ऊपर, कि भाई तू मुझे एक electron दे दे. So your negative charge will go, you will become stable. My positive charge will go because I'll get one electron. and then we'll have a partnership. Both of us will be stable, and that's why NaCl is made. Okay, so this is nothing but a transaction. So ये business है इधर. Same way, अभी क्या हुआ? Cl minus and Na plus जो एक साथ थे stable, वो टूट गया. They broke because of electricity. अभी you have Na plus and Cl minus, but again Na और Cl को stable होना है. So what they do is they look around, ऐसे आजू-बाजू देखते हैं, and they look to any person or any element for that matter which will give them electrons so that they will become stable. उनको stability चाहिए और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. So what they do is they look around and they see कि electrode number 2 के पास बहुत सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है और हमारा Na plus है. So plus looks at that and he says, "Arey, एक minute, he has a lot of electrons. So why not I go there, take electrons from them because he has excess, he has too much electrons. So if I get an electron, मेरा plus का, stable हो जाएगा." Exactly opposite क्लोरीन सोचता है. क्लोरीन क्या सोचता है कि मेरे पास बहुत सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं, मैं ऑलरेडी नेगेटिव हूँ, मेरे को इलेक्ट्रॉन देना है अभी स्टेबिलिटी के लिए, तो मैं क्या करूंगा, इधर आजू-बाजू में देखूंगा कि जिसको इलेक्ट्रॉन चाहिए, except for sodium, जिसको इलेक्ट्रॉन चाहिए. So what it sees is nothing but electron number 1, which is positive in charge, जिसके पास इलेक्ट्रॉन्स नहीं है. So क्लोरीन से एक काम करता हूं मैं, भाई मेरा इलेक्ट्रॉन तू ले ले, मेरे को स्टेबिलिटी दे दे. So they are like, cool, no problem. So chlorine goes to anode, Na goes to cathode. इसका रीजन यही है because they want stability and cathode has a lot of electrons. Na को, सोडियम को चाहिए इलेक्ट्रॉन. क्लोरीन has a lot of electrons, उसको देने इलेक्ट्रॉन तो वो जाता है और एनोड को दे देता है. Okay, so have you understood this? अभी yes बोलो. So this is the reason behind electrolysis. Q, why is it happening? Okay, electron लेन देना और कुछ नहीं. Alright, and if you have not, raise your hand, no problem. Okay, Sakshi is giving me a thumbs up. Pratham is also saying yes. I'm going to wait for like 5-6 more people because rest of you, I have my eye on you. Okay, so let's say who's not being participating. Neelu, Kimaya, Ramesh, then who is there? Bhagyashri, Arpita. You all are not responding to what I am saying. So I have my eye on you. Okay, so I'll just cold call you. अभी कोई question पूछना हो ना, उसका answer चाहिए तो. Alright. Kiran, if you are there, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Sorry for cold calling, but I have to understand your way. Okay, Kimaya, suffering from internet issues, no problem. But कभी-कभी बीच में thumbs up दे दिया करो so that I understand your area. Kiran also gave me a thumbs up. Okay, great. All right, no problem. So, folks, now this is it. इसलिए होता है because it's a business transaction. इलेक्ट्रॉन का लेन देन है. All right, Na plus को इलेक्ट्रॉन मिल रहा है और Cl minus इलेक्ट्रॉन दे रहा है. क्यों? क्योंकि स्टेबिलिटी, मेरे को स्टेबल होना है लाइफ में, पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव नहीं, ऐसे काम कूल योगी बाबा बनना है मुझे लाइफ में, इसलिए मैं ये सब करता हूँ. ऑलराइट, सो दिस इज द रीजन. आई विल गो अहेड नाउ विद द स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल अभी इसका. आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड कि क्यों होता है इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस, व्हाई इज इट हैपनिंग. नथिंग बट स्टेबिलिटी, और स्टेबिलिटी की वजह से ही तो सब होता है. हमारे लाइफ में भी तो चाहिए स्टेबिलिटी. बट एनीवे, या बोलते रहो लोग स्टेबल हो, सेटल हो जाओ. So anyway, so this is it, folks. Nothing but Na plus or Cl minus. So now going ahead, just a minute, yeah. So हमारा Na it went to cathode, our Cl went to anode. Okay. So now cathode के पास बहुत सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन है, उसके पास इलेक्ट्रॉन क्यों है? You will ask me ना भैया, why does cathode have a lot of electrons? Because folks, it is connected to negative of battery. So negative of battery, इलेक्ट्रॉन कैसे जाता है? How does electron travel is nothing but you have an electron, it is negative. It will obviously go to a positive source. So अभी बैटरी से इलेक्ट्रॉन निकलता है ऐसे मस्त, and it goes here. Okay, it goes here ऐसे इलेक्ट्रॉन. It travels from here to here. How does it travel? That's topic for another day. But anyway, it goes here and then it comes up ऐसे. Okay, so electron wants to go from negative to positive. ओके, ऐसे यू कैन जस्ट ध्यान में रखो, इलेक्ट्रॉन को नेगेटिव से पॉजिटिव में जाना है, बट बीच में एक दीवार है इधर. सो नॉट दिस दीवार, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज कि दीज टू इलेक्ट्रोड्स आर नॉट कनेक्टेड. सो हमारा अगर सर्किट होता है, इफ यू हैड अ नॉर्मल इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट, ऑल सर्किट्स आर कंप्लीट, राइट, और ऐसे स्विच होता है बीच में. सो व्हेन यू प्रेस दैट स्विच, सर्किट गेट्स कंप्लीटेड एंड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ट्रैवल. प्रॉब्लम क्या है इधर कि हमारा, इफ वी हैव पुट इट इन लिक्विड एंड वी डोंट हैव अ complete connection over here. So if you see cathode और anode में connection नहीं है except for molten NaCl. So what happens is you can just think about this as a bus station. Cathode का bus station है ऐसे मस्त. ऐसे E minus, cathode has a lot of E minus. Na इधर आ जाता है, उसको इलेक्ट्रॉन दे देता है, ओके, और डिपॉजिट हो जाता है. सेम वे इधर Cl minus इलेक्ट्रॉन देता है. एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज नथिंग बट इधर इलेक्ट्रॉन आ जाते हैं मस्त और इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रैवल्स ओवर हियर. ओके, सो फोक्स रिमेंबर, डायरेक्ट ट्रांसमिशन नहीं हो रहा इलेक्ट्रॉन का. इन अ नॉर्मल सर्किट, इन अ नॉर्मल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सर्किट, कोई भी घर पे हो जो भी, ऐसे अगर यू सी ऐसे बैटरी है, दिस इज पॉजिटिव, दिस इज नेगेटिव, एंड दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन आयोनिक ट्रांसमिशन, मतलब साधा इधर का ट्रांसमिशन लिक्विड का, और सॉलिड ट्रांसमिशन विच यू ऑल हैव सीन. तो देखो, अगर इधर मेरे पास ऐसे बल्ब हो, ओके, ऐसे बल्ब है मेरे पास, ओके, लाइक दिस, एंड आई हैव अ स्विच, एंड दिस इज अ बेसिक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सर्किट, ओके, ऐसे स्विच है, ओके. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज व्हेन आई प्रेस दिस स्विच, ऐसे कनेक्ट कर देता हूं, तो क्या होगा, बल्ब शुरू होगा कि नहीं. Alright, so the bulb will glow. Why does it glow? Is because the circuit is complete now. Alright, and when I remove this switch like this, जब switch निकाल देता हूं मैं, okay, like this, bulb will stop glowing. Why? Because connection टूट गया, बोलते हैं ना connection, या फिर fuse उड़ गया. तो fuse is nothing but this, the connection is broken, and because of the connection being broken, what happens is that electron ऐसे travel नहीं कर पाते. Okay, ऐसे electrons they can't travel like this. ऐसे इधर से जाके बल्ब में से बाहर से आके इधर एंड पॉजिटिव को. बट व्हेन द सर्किट इज कंप्लीटेड दे कैन डू दिस. अभी डिफरेंस क्या है दोनों में, इसमें दिस इज द फिजिकल सर्किट, सॉलिड सर्किट बोल सकते हैं इसको, हम लोग सॉलिड बोल देते हैं. अभी लिक्विड सर्किट में, फॉर मतलब आयन के सर्किट में, द डिफरेंस इज कि हमारे पास वोल्टेज सोर्स है, वी हैव द बैटरी लाइक दिस, ऐसे अज्यूम कर रहे हैं बैटरी. We have electrodes like this. Now, folks, this is the most important part. We have electrodes like this. This is negative. This is positive. All right. और ऐसे कनेक्ट कर दिया मस्त. This is connected है. ऐसे बीकर है. उसमें कोई भी लिक्विड है हमारा, आयनिक लिक्विड. और डिफरेंस इज कि जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स नेगेटिव से निकलने वाले ना, the electrons which are coming from the negative side, they don't directly pass from here. So जो बैटरी से जो इलेक्ट्रॉन आ रहे हैं ना, वो बैटरी के पॉजिटिव को डायरेक्टली नहीं जा रहे, मतलब दोज इलेक्ट्रॉन्स डोंट ट्रैवल इट. सॉलिड सर्किट में दीज आर द ओनली इलेक्ट्रॉन्स व्हिच ट्रैवल, मतलब सॉलिड सर्किट हो हमारे पास मस्त ऐसे लैंड पे बना हुआ, वो इलेक्ट्रॉन खुद ट्रैवल करता है. बट लिक्विड में अभी इलेक्ट्रॉन इधर से इधर ट्रैवल करेगा, ओके, ऐसे ऐसे ऐसे, और इधर रुक जाएगा, इट वेट्स ओवर हियर. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट कांट क्रॉस. देन यू से भैया एक मिनट, अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन क्रॉस ही नहीं कर पा रहा तो पॉजिटिव को पहुंच क्या रहा है, ओके, हाउ इज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंडक्टिंग. सो नाउ द आंसर इज, फोक्स, क्या होता है, एंड दिस इज द बेसिस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस, इज दैट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स उधर के उधर रह गए. सो इधर किधर, लाइक वेयर आर द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हियर, पॉजिटिव साइड को जा क्या रहा है, विच आर द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स विच आर गोइंग, अगर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंडक्ट हो रहा है. आंसर इज कि व्हेन यू गिव एनर्जी, जब मैं एनर्जी दे रहा हूं, ऑलराइट, and I have NaCl. NaCl is breaking down, ऐसे टूट गया, alright. NaCl एक खुद कंपाउंड जो है सॉल्ट है, और सॉल्ट न्यूट्रल होता है, तो उसको फर्क नहीं पड़ता. पर जब मैं उसको एनर्जी देता हूं, it breaks down, and what happens is that Na plus और Cl minus, which you all know. Now Na plus है ना, उसको स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए, तो वो इधर जाता है, ओके, and he gets electrons from the cathode, और उसका Na plus का Na बन जाता है, he becomes stable. But हमारे पास Cl minus है अभी, Cl minus अभी एनोड को जाएगा, और Cl minus को भी स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए, बहुत दानशूर है वो. What it does is it gives electrons, वो इलेक्ट्रॉन देता है, and now these are the electrons which now go to the positive side. You understood? Cl, the negative ion जो इलेक्ट्रॉन देता है, वो जाता है पॉजिटिव साइड को. Okay, so now this is the way conduction is happening. इसके वजह से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास होती है, क्योंकि Cl उसको इलेक्ट्रॉन देता है, वो जो Cl का इलेक्ट्रॉन वो आगे जाके पॉजिटिव को जाता है. Alright, so now this is how exactly it is happening. Adi, you're raising a hand, so you can go ahead.
भैया then the energy supply like the battery which we use उसमें से कुछ भी एनर्जी नहीं जा रहा है क्या फिर, क्योंकि
आ रहा है ना,
that's
आदि 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 आपका NaCl ब्रेक हो रहा है, वो जो ब्रेकिंग में जो एनर्जी लगती है ना, ओके, और इफ आवर बैटरी डिडंट हैव एनी एनर्जी, ऑलराइट, इफ आवर बैटरी डिडंट हैव एनी एनर्जी, तो फिर कैथोड हमारे जो इलेक्ट्रोड है वो पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव नहीं बनते ना, वो सिर्फ दे विल बी न्यूट्रल. दैट पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस इज रिक्वायर्ड टू क्रिएट पॉजिटिव चार्ज एंड नेगेटिव चार्ज, जिससे वो Na जाके उधर अट्रैक्ट होगा, टूटेगा और Cl जाके इलेक्ट्रॉन देगा. उसका रीजन वो है. ऑलराइट, ओके, राधा यू रेजिंग हैंड, गो अहेड.
So भैया this is only about like a dissociation और फिर है ना वो stability जब होता है then only the electrolysis in water in liquid happens ना.
हाँ, that's the reason, that's why it's happening. मतलब if you see a normal circuit, राधा सादा सर्किट देख लो, उसमें कॉपर का वायर से मस्त कनेक्टेड होता है एंड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्लो फ्रॉम वन एंड टू अनदर. इसमें we don't have that क्योंकि बीच में लिक्विड है ना. तो why does it happen is that जो नेगेटिव आयन है ना, ये जो नेगेटिव पार्ट है ना Cl माइनस, वो उसको इलेक्ट्रॉन देता है और वो इलेक्ट्रॉन जाके प्लस को पहुंच जाता है. ओके, सो दैट इज द रीजन ऐसे हो रहा है. एंड Na प्लस का यू ऑल नो स्टेबिलिटी, तो सब स्टेबिलिटी के लिए मुझे स्टेबल होना है. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दिस इज हैपनिंग एंड दिस इज हाउ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ट्रेवल. और कनेक्शन नहीं है बीच में, तभी भी यही हो रहा है. सॉल्ट वाटर में यही होता है, सॉल्ट वाटर में यही होता है. दैट्स व्हाई हम लोग को शॉक लगता है. ओके, बिकॉज वी बिकम द पॉजिटिव साइड, हम लोग पॉजिटिव बन जाते हैं. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का जो ये होता है ना, क्या बोलते हैं, थंडर, लाइटनिंग जो होता है ना, वो नेगेटिव है. पानी कंडक्टर है और मैं इधर मूर्ख जैसा खड़ा हूं, मैं पॉजिटिव बन गया ना, तो ये मस्त इधर जाके इधर मतलब द एनर्जी विल पास थ्रू मी, इसलिए मुझे शॉक बैठता है. दैट इज द एक्चुअल वर्किंग ऑफ इट. ऑलराइट, या ऑलराइट. सो किरण सिंह इज अ न्यू कंसेप्ट, नो प्रॉब्लम. की मैं सॉरी किरण, actually the reason is that I explained you like this is because I want you to imagine कि भैया कैसे हो रहा है, exactly क्या हो रहा है, इलेक्ट्रॉन कैसे पास हो रहा है. क्योंकि once you'll understand, this is just a new concept for you, but slowly and steadily if you keep on understanding chemistry like this, ऐसे समझोगे ना, तो केमिस्ट्री बहुत आसान हो जाएगा कि exactly भाई कैसे काम कर रहा है. ऑलराइट, सो E माइनस Na प्लस इधर चिकट जाता है, Na को इलेक्ट्रॉन दे दिया होता है, Cl माइनस अपना एक्स्ट्रा इलेक्ट्रॉन देता है. So because of those extra electrons, what happens is that positive बैटरी को इलेक्ट्रॉन मिलता है, नेगेटिव से जाता है, सर्किट कंप्लीट हो जाता है, and because of that what electricity is transported. All right, folks. So now this is the working. Oh my God, बहुत हो गया. Yeah. So this is the reason for conduction. Exactly how is it happening? All right. If you have any questions apart from this, you can come off mute and ask me. If not, then give me a yes in the chat box. कि भैया हाँ थोड़ा आई हैव गॉटन अ लिटिल आइडिया कि कैसे वो इलेक्ट्रॉन घूम रहा है इधर से उधर, एंड व्हाई इज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी मतलब यू नो करंट इज पासिंग. ओके, ऑलराइट, आई कैन सी व्हाट आदि, राधा, किरण इज गिविंग मी यस. सूरज इज कंफ्यूज्ड. सो सूरज, वी विल मीट इन द ऑफिस आवर्स इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस अबाउट दिस. ठीक है, क्योंकि आई हैव टू गो अहेड नाउ. साक्षी आल्सो गॉट इट. फोक्स, प्रथम गिव मी अ थम्स अप. रेस्ट ऑफ यू ऑल गिव मी वन साइन, कुछ तो दे दो. Sneha, Amruta, Bhavish, Ramesh. Ramesh, give me yes. Great. Kim will also give me yes. Tanishka, Gauri, Sid, all of y'all. If not, then don't be afraid. मतलब ऐसे शर्माने की बात नहीं है. Just come off mute and ask. Be very shameless right now. So it's better to be shameless right now and give wrong answers and ask wrong questions than messing up in the exam. Exam में जाके मत करो ये सब. इधर जितना भी करना है, just ask me over here. जितना भी क्वेश्चन है, जो भी, इवन इफ यू थिंक कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, डोंट थिंक अबाउट, नोबडी केयर्स. सो आई जस्ट केयर अबाउट यू हैविंग नॉलेज. इतना ही है, दैट्स द एंड गेम. सो ओके फोक्स, सो टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ. बहुत हो गया, बहुत ठूस लिया मैंने मन में आपके. बट इट वाज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू नो कि एग्जैक्टली क्या हो रहा है, व्हाई डू थिंग्स हैपन द वे दे डू. ऑलराइट, सो व्हिच ब्रिंग्स मी टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. And folks, don't worry about it. मैं आपको ब्रेक देने वाला हूँ after exactly what is the time right now? After exactly 10 minutes मैं आपको ब्रेक दे दूंगा. ओके, ब्रेक मतलब निकलना नहीं है, ब्रेक मतलब शॉर्ट ब्रेक दे रहा हूँ. ओके, सो या, सो व्हाट वी सॉ राइट नाउ इज बैटरी लिया, वी took two electrodes, connected them together. Electrons are passing from here to there. Usme what is happening is that now this is what I said. So I just said it. But if you are a scientist, you have to show the chemical reaction. Chemical reaction दिखाना है कि क्यों हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है. Okay. So I'll just teach you how to write chemical reactions now. But you know actually, to be honest, but I'm going to be showing you how to do it electrolysis में. Okay. So cathode में what is happening is nothing but Na plus is coming to the cathode. Na का plus है, उसको चाहिए इलेक्ट्रॉन. So let's just say we'll write E minus, and nothing but Na plus E minus is what? Can anybody guess? Na plus E minus, plus or minus क्या हो जाएगा? Na को stable किया मैंने, तो फिर we write only Na. Yeah, we write only Na because now it is stabilized. Similarly, anode को अभी, let's write anode over here. Anode को अभी, yeah, Prathamesh, go ahead.
Na प्लस एक इलेक्ट्रॉन किया तो Na स्टेबल हो गया, पर अगर Na प्लस है और कितने भी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स डाले तो भी वो स्टेबल ही रहता है क्या?
डन भैया.
So प्रथमेश, Na प्लस और एक इलेक्ट्रॉन अगर हो तो फिर वो एक ही इलेक्ट्रॉन ले लेगा. So for one sodium atom सिर्फ एक ही इलेक्ट्रॉन लेगा वो. पर सोडियम एटम एक ही इलेक्ट्रॉन जाने वाला. बट डोंट फॉरगेट कि उसमें मिलियंस एंड मिलियंस ऑफ Na एटम्स है, इसमें Na आयंस है, सॉरी नॉट एटम्स. ओके. सो जितना रिक्वायरमेंट है उतना ही ले लेंगे. ऑलराइट. अभी एनोड को क्या होगा पीपल? कैथोड में Na प्लस ले रहा है, इट इज गेटिंग एन इलेक्ट्रॉन, दैट्स व्हाई वी राइट इट लाइक दिस. Na प्लस E माइनस को Na हो गया. बट अभी एनोड पे हम लोगों को क्लोरीन का एटम देना है. सो व्हाट, क्लोरीन कम्स टू एनोड, ऐसे मस्त हो जाता है, Cl माइनस. उसको स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए तो वो क्या करता है, बोलता है भाई मेरे को स्टेबल बना दे, तू मेरा इलेक्ट्रॉन ले ले. सो इट गिव्स एन इलेक्ट्रॉन. ओके, इट गिव्स एन इलेक्ट्रॉन. सो अभी इलेक्ट्रॉन दे दिया तो व्हाट विल इट बिकम? इट विल बिकम ओनली Cl. ऑलराइट. सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एनोड का रिएक्शन और कैथोड का रिएक्शन. ऑलराइट. एंड इफ यू सी, दोनों स्टेबल हो गए, Na और Cl स्टेबल हो गए. ओनली कैथोड में Na प्लस E माइनस है और एनोड पे Cl माइनस गिव्स Cl प्लस E माइनस. इतना डिफरेंस है. देखो इधर मैंने LHS पे लिखा है, ये इधर RHS पे. जस्ट ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, Na को इलेक्ट्रॉन चाहिए, Cl को इलेक्ट्रॉन देना है. दैट्स व्हाई द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द केमिकल रिएक्शन. ओके. ओके. सो दिस इज हाउ इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस हैपेंस. अभी इधर देखो, पीपल विल से भैया इधर 2 क्यों लिखा है? 2 क्यों लिखा है? राइट, इधर भी 2 क्यों लिखा है? लाइक देखो ना, 2Cl माइनस गिव Cl2 प्लस 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. उसका रीजन ऐसा है कि फोक्स, Cl क्लोरीन जो होता है ना, now this is a little deep chemistry but you have to just remember this. क्लोरीन जो होता है, it exists, okay, so certain elements they exist in certain forms. So जो क्लोरीन होता है ना, वो गैस बन के रहता है. अगर if it's not combined with any other element, मतलब अगर क्लोरीन है, उसका ट्रांजैक्शन अगर दूसरे एलिमेंट के नहीं हो, उसके साथ नहीं हो, फॉर एग्जांपल Na सोडियम के साथ नहीं हो, then it will always exist in, not always, most of the time will exist in Cl2 state, chlorine gas. Okay, Cl2 state में exist होता है. I can give you one more example. ऑक्सीजन पता है ना आपको? ऑक्सीजन O2 स्टेट में होता है. O2 हमेशा, not हमेशा, like maximum amount of times, if oxygen wants to attain stability, it will try to go to O2. अभी उसके पीछे रीजन क्या है? You can find it out on your own. Out of syllabus है complete, but if you do, it will be wonderful. So they try to exist in O2 state and Cl2 state. I'll tell you one more thing. ऑक्सीजन सिर्फ O में भी होता है और सिर्फ O3 में भी होता है. There is O3 को ना, you all know what O3 is actually. ओजोन बोलते हैं उसको, ओजोन लेयर याद हो गया होगा एनवायरनमेंट के ऊपर. There is a whole ozone layer, UV रेस से प्रोटेक्ट करता है. And O is nothing but nascent oxygen बोलते हैं उसको, ऐसे लिखते हैं. It's unstable, highly unstable. Okay, so oxygen can, exist in various state, but most of the time oxygen exists in O2 state, O2. Similarly, chlorine can exist in Cl and Cl3 also, but it maximum time exists in Cl2 state, which is chlorine gas. All right. So now with this reason, and why does it happen is like abhi ye Bhagwan ka kaam hai, we don't know. So yeah, not Bhagwan ka, there is a reason behind it. I'm just messing with you. So there is actually a pretty good reason for it, but we'll discuss about that later on. All right. So Cl2. So what is happening is like, folks, now if you want to balance a chemical reaction, if I write Cl minus gives Cl2 gas, because it will try to exist in this state only, plus electron minus. So अभी इधर का chemistry गलत है, because if you look at the right side, इधर Cl2 है, इधर Cl minus एक ही है, तो I'll write 2 over here. But if you look over here, I write 2 और एक minus है, तो 2 into 1, इधर 2 लिखना चाहिए. Alright, so this is the reason ये equation इधर का ऐसे है, and the reason इधर का equation ऐसे is because nothing but, just a minute, yeah, Na plus Cl minus, sorry, I'll just quickly write it down. Yeah, we have 2Cl minus gives Cl2 plus E minus, we have it over here. At the same time, भूलो नहीं कि 2NaCl को पहले तोड़ के we got Na plus plus Cl minus. But if you look over here, इधर तो 2 Cl है, so we have to write 2 over here. But if there are 2 over here, we have to write 2 over here as well. But अगर इधर 2 Na है, तो इधर भी 2 लिखना पड़ेगा. तो वैसे है अगर, then we have to write 2E minus ऐसे, will give us 2Na. So सिर्फ because Cl2 को है ना क्लोरीन गैस स्टेट में एग्जिस्ट करना है, इसकी वजह से इतना सारा काम करना पड़ता है. Okay. So folks, this is the basics of how things are working in chemistry. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give you a 5-minute का break छोटा सा, okay? Because I know कि बहुत बड़ा हो गया lecture अभी. So folks, because we have to cover 2 more things right now, but don't worry about it. ये सब बाद में करेंगे. We'll take a 5-minute का break अभी, okay? And we'll be back in 5 minutes. तो अभी क्या टाइम हुआ है? 1:26 है टाइम, okay? So come back at 13:31, मतलब 1:31 को वापस आ जाएंगे. All right? So let's say if you're there, can you just repeat the instructions what I gave so that everybody knows? Yeah.
We will be back in 5 minutes.
Time बताओ. At what time?
At 1:30.
At 1:31. All right. Thank you, Prince. चलो वापस आ जाएंगे. 5 minute break. हाथ मुंह पैर धो लो. Eat something, drink something. Okay. We'll come back in 5 minutes.